Hello, musical friends. If you're Genesis fans, you will enjoy this. Well, I think you will enjoy this. I would expect you to. Not this. I'm having a problem with this drummer's throne here. I don't know why. It's it's not behaving properly. All right, there we go. So this is my Tony Banks slash Mike Rutherford solo collection. Just the 12-inch vinyl and then CDs. And I will do it in alphabetical order. So today is April 27th. It's right now going into April 28th because it's late at night. So, but I am on a new schedule, which is from 1 to 9, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. during the week. So I do get off a little bit early, but I'm starting this kind of late. So let's go and get to it. And what I'm showing you here is Tony's first solo release, of course. This was from 79, I believe, 1979, Charisma Records. This is a German pressing. And you gotta love it when they slap on a big fat stupid sticker on the cover that says, "Hey, this guy's from Genesis," or whatever the hell. I don't know what that says. Zoom Sound Press, Sonderpreis. I don't know what that means. Original LP. But anyway, it's a beautiful German pressing. It's just got that ugly red sticker on it, and they didn't put it on the shrink wrap. If there was shrink wrap, they stick it right on the cover, so you have to stare at that big red thing, and it covers up part of the artwork, which I find really annoying. But anyway, this is a beautiful release. You know, other than that sticker, it's a nice release because you get this nice inner sleeve, and you do get this beautiful pressing on Charisma Records with the Mad Hatter in the middle of the label like that. That's beautiful. In America, they have there was a domestic pressing on Charisma Records, but it was kind of like a white label pressing with the more recent bluish. It was normally blue Charisma label on kind of like what they had in out of England, but it was, instead of blue, it was just white, but it looked similar to the blue one. I don't know. I don't understand it. I did have a domestic pressing of this album, but it had a defect in it, and so I ended up with this beautiful German pressing, which I like more anyway, because I do like the Mad Hatter, the classic Charisma label. I have to say, I'm a big fan of that label. So if it wasn't for that ugly sticker, this would look a little bit nicer. But so that's what you end up with. You get that ugly sticker, and that's just what you got to deal with, I guess. So, but anyway, that is my copy of Tony's first album. And his second album is The Fugitive. This is a beautiful domestic pressing. This was released back in '83. It has this inner bag. This was when they started putting those skull and cassette and Crossbones, saying that home taping is killing music. Yeah, it was eating into the record company's profits, so they were really upset about it. So that's what they did. They told you that it was killing music. I suppose that it did in a way, because they didn't have as much money to share with their artists. Now hold on a second. What am I looking at here? Yeah, a little dusty. Wow, I'm surprised, because I know I have played this and I have cleaned it off. But anyway, I like the custom label. Side 1, and this is side 2. It's dusty as well, but beautiful labels. It's not my favorite Tony Banks album. That first album, A Curious Feeling, is I think has some better material on it. But what are you gonna do? All right. Holy mackerel. This is just giving me such a hard time. All right, there you go. No sticker on it. Beautiful British pressing anyway. There's the back of it. Associated with phonogram, and of course that beautiful red Charisma guy in the lower corner there. So Tony released one 12-inch single with extended versions of This Is Love, and Charm was the B-side, and that was also an extended version. So, and yeah, this also had custom labels, which is kind of cool. All right, nice, clean. Nice quiet pressing. But I didn't play these too much because it wasn't my favorite album. It was okay. It's okay, man. It's an all right album. It's Tony singing lead vocals on all songs, on all the recordings. And this is another one that I had duplicate copies of that single. All right, then that was in '83, right? Also in '83, he released a soundtrack for The Wicked Lady. There were domestic pressings here in America, and there were pressings in Europe. In Europe, they had a different album cover. That's this right here. Those of you who might have a domestic pressing will see that the cover is very different. At least the front cover is. I don't know about the back cover, but the front cover's different. So yeah, this is a European pressing. It's just on Atlantic Records, and so there you go, Atlantic. Of course, home taping was killing music back in Europe too. So, all right, it's nice. It's actually kind of a cool album. It's Tony playing. Tony's compositions with an orchestra. So yeah, all music composed by Tony. Played by the National Philharmonic Orchestra of London. There you go. So it's really orchestral recordings. Here is Tony Banks soundtracks. And so Tony's real happy with himself here. 1986 this was released, and this is after Charisma and well, this shows Charisma and Virgin. It's got both their logos on it, but it is on Charisma Records. Here's that blue Charisma label I was talking about. All right, so this is the more recent label. Soundtracks. There's a bunch of different people involved on some of these recordings. Fish is on it. Shortcut to Somewhere. Here, let's take a look at it on the cover itself. And Shortcut to Somewhere with Fish on vocals. Smiling Jack Cassidy. This is from Quicksilver, and then the Quicksilver Suite. Then there's music from the film Lorca and the Outlaws. You Call This Victory. Lion of Symmetry with the vocals are by Toya, and Red Wing Suite. And there's a 7-inch EP with those 3 tracks on it that I have, that I showed off in a previous video that I did. So, all right, so there you go, Charisma Records, Tony Banks soundtracks. And here is the 12-inch single from that album. It's got Shortcut to Somewhere and Smiling Jack Casey. And then it does have a, at the time it was a previously unreleased track, K2. As you can see there on the bottom. He tacks that onto the end of one of his CDs. All right, so. And that's it. That's all I have by Tony Banks on 12-inch vinyl. We now move on to Mike Rutherford's Small Creeps Day. Here is a West German pressing of Small Creeps Day. Again, there's a sticker. I don't know what they were thinking in Europe, or in Germany anyway. There's a big sticker on the cover that you're not going to be able to pull this sticker off. At least I'm not going to try. You know, it's funny because you can actually sort of see through that sticker to the album cover. Huh. Well, anyway, what a great album. I know that Genesis fans happen to really like this album. Or at least I've seen a bunch that really appreciate it or looking for a possible remaster of this. And I don't know what Mike's problem is. He seems to dismiss this album. I just don't get it. And I know that other Genesis fans feel the same way. This is a great record with Noel McCalla on vocals, with Anthony Phillips, alternately known as Ant Phillips, playing the keyboards on here, and just a fantastic job on keyboards. And with Simon Phillips on the drums. All right, on a beautiful Charisma, again, a beautiful Mad Hatter Charisma label out of Germany. I like Germany for that. I'm glad that they kept that Mad Hatter label. I don't know what Charisma was thinking when they changed the label to those goofy blue ones. I don't get it. Side 1 has the Small Creeps Day suite. Starts off with Between the Tick and the Tock, Working in Line, After Hours, Cats and Rats, Small Creep, Alone, Out into the Daylight, and At the End of the Day. And side 2 it starts off at Moonshine, and it's got five individual tracks, 5 individual songs on it. So in Europe and in England, that is what was released. And here's the inner sleeve. All right, this is really what the record comes in. I added that polyline sleeve. Of course, you get the lyrics and some really great, really nice sparse bits of the artwork from the cover, but the album cover itself is beautiful, except for that ugly sticker. I don't know what's the point. Or why they require that sticker on here. All right, yeah, he's a member of Genesis. Like who? Yeah, okay. A Genesis fan's gonna know that. It's a Mike Rutherford album. If you're a big Genesis fan, you're gonna go, oh, it's a Mike Rutherford album. It's a solo album. Why? Hey, thank God they put that sticker on there so I know. I don't get it, man. I really don't. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, that is the import pressing. Here is the original album that I picked up back in '79, the domestic pressing on Passport Records, and no sticker. And I like that. I like being able to look at the album cover without a big sticker on it that tells me, oh, this guy's a Genesis member. We know he's a Genesis member. That's kind of why I bought it. All right, Passport Records. Right, domestic pressing. It has an inner sleeve that also has the lyrics, just like the German one. But the difference between this release and the German one is that the Small Creeps Day Suite is on side 2. The 5 individual songs are on side 1. So I don't know, I guess in America, I guess they thought, oh, Americans can't handle a long suite on side 1. We need to ease them into the album. So we'll put the 5 songs on side 1, and then we'll put that big long suite on side 2. Like they did with Supper's Ready. I don't know. I don't know why they had to reverse it, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? Right? Next is Mike Rutherford, acting very strange. He's acting very strange. I think a lot of people just thought his singing sounded very strange. But, you know, poor Mike. Tony, too, his voice was not the best for lead vocals, and I guess Mike's really wasn't a great voice for lead vocals either. But there's something about it, about both of those guys. I kind of like, well, actually, I think I like Mike Rutherford's voice more than Tony's for some reason. I don't know what it is about Tony's voice. Acting very strange. This is a European import. I think this is a German pressing, and on this really cool WEA label. And it's in beautiful shape. This looks like an early pressing. A1 and B1 in the dead wax. Oh, there's a message in here. There are messages in the dead wax. It says, "He who dares wins," on side 1 here. And on side 2 it says, oops. It says Brillo Nick at the townhouse. Oh, there you go. Brillo Nick at the, and then it's got townhouse stamped in the dead wax, machine stamped. So, I never noticed. I'll be honest, I never noticed the little message in there. But anyway, so this is Mike Rutherford's second album, Acting Very Strange. I don't think it sold very well. I don't think it was all that popular. There are songs I like on here. I do like Couldn't Get Arrested. I think that's a really neat little tune. But I think that a lot of people weren't real keen on Mike's vocals on this album, and probably including Mike. So, but I still love him anyway. I just wish, I don't know what the hell his problem is with his first solo album. I don't get it, and I don't think anybody else does either. I wonder if Mike even understands where his head is at. Who knows? He put out a few singles. Well, I put out a few singles. The 112-inch is Acting Very Strange, and that is an extended mix. And then Couldn't Get Arrested, the extended Nick's mix. The extended Nick's mix. This is on WEA as well. Acting Very Strange. Couldn't Get Arrested. The extended Nick's mix. All right. And I happen to find a copy of a domestic promotional release on Atlantic Records. Trying to figure out what side 1 is and side 2, because it's got Maxine and Halfway There. Maxine and Halfway There. And I have no idea. Oh, 2. Yeah, it looks like Halfway There is the A side, and Maxine is the B side. So, although, yeah, funny, because the label doesn't, yeah, you know, Atlantic record labels, it says stereo on one side and then it says side 1 and then side 2, but they didn't put it there. So anyway, it looks like Halfway There is really meant to be the A side, unless they just did that for the pressing plant. I have no idea. That's really weird anyway. And it comes in a stamped record sleeve. It's a plain record sleeve that's stamped, and somebody put this little sticker on it. It wasn't me. I don't know who did that. but isn't that fancy? So, and then finally, Mike and the Mechanics. Now, this record is an absolute mess. I don't know what is wrong with this thing, but there was some kind of a serious manufacturing defect on this thing. It's actually bubbling up. On both sides. On both sides, you can actually see it. Here, I'll show you this friggin', look at that. That's all bubbled up. If you try to play this record and you play it over that portion of the record, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like it's got cancer. I don't know what's going on with this thing. There's bumps all over it. And it's funny because over time it's gotten worse. There's like 4 or 5 bumps on this side too. So this is going to eventually get tossed. And I actually recently have ordered a Japanese pressing that is reportedly in mint shape. So when that comes, I will make a real short video showcasing my new copy of this. So that's my Mike and the Mechanics album. It's a mess. So yeah, I show you everything here. I show you the good stuff and I show you the crap. Here is well, here are 2 Mike and the Mechanics 12-inch singles. They are the same music but different packaging. And they're both out of England from 1985. Silent Running. And the B-side is I Get the Feeling and Too Far Gone. Too Far Gone is a non-album track that is absolutely beautiful. But these single sleeves are completely different. And I have no idea why they decided to do that. I don't know if they were just trying to make more money. They did with me, because I ended up buying them both. I prefer this cover, quite frankly. But and this looks like it's from some kind of movie, like a movie still. I don't know if it is. So, but anyway, it's exactly the same. The records look identical, and I think that even the it's just a WEA white label. I think that the 8908, yeah, even the catalog number is identical. But you get, I mean, there are 2 different covers, so go figure that. Too Far Gone, though, man, that's the reason to get this. If you get the greatest hits, if you get the special release that has 2 CDs, a second CD of rarities, Too Far Gone is the very last track on that disc. And it's an absolutely beautiful, really moody piece. Really sweet, really beautiful. Probably my favorite Mike and the Mechanics track. And it's the least like any Mike and the Mechanics tune. But I did like a lot of the songs on that album at the time. As poppy as they were, I actually liked most of them. A lot of them. Most of them. Here is the here's the picture, the shaped picture disc of Silent Running, and as you can see there, Here, look, I'm gonna pull it out. You know, these sleeves are not supposed to be good for the record as it is. This record looks like it's in beautiful shape though. Better than the album that it came from, that's for sure. And then I get the feeling on the B-side, Silent Running, and I get the feeling. Too Far Gone's not on here. Too Far Gone is awesome though. It's a really great tune. And then I got All I Need Is a Miracle remix of All I Need Is a Miracle. Here. Right? And two songs on the B-side from the album, You Are the One and A Call to Arms. A Call to Arms was written by Mike, Tony, and Phil. And it's the one, wow, All I Need Is a Miracle remix. Does it have the time on here? It doesn't, I don't see it. I don't see the time. So you get the two songs on the B-side here. You Are the One and A Call to Arms. Yeah, You Are the One is beautiful. Another kind of like a ballad, but it's like kind of moody. But it's really a pretty song. Yeah, the first Mike and the Mechanics album is actually a pretty good album. It's got, I mean, like I said, it's poppy, 1985. It's poppy, but at the same time, I think some of the songs are really actually pretty good. And then the special limited picture disc, I just wonder how limited this is. And you get the All I Need Is a Miracle remix, You Are the One and A Call to Arms. It's the same tracks. It's the same artwork on the disc. And I forgot I even had this. I'll be honest. So, but I'm into that colored vinyl thing, and if it was a picture disc, I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. Stuff in there. All right, that's it, man, for the vinyl. We'll zip through these CDs because really, what am I going to show you? Just a couple of things on CD that I don't have on LP. Of course, this is Tony's first solo album. It's just a British release. And nothing special to show you there. This is a remaster, and it's a special double disc package with a CD and a DVD. The DVD has the 5.1 surround sound mix. It's the reason why I got it, because at the time I picked it up, I had a surround sound system, so it was neat to hear this in surround sound, like it is to hear anything in surround sound. It's kind of gimmicky. I think a lot of people consider a surround a gimmick, but I guess, yeah, it is sometimes, but it's actually pretty interesting to listen to some of these some different releases in surround sound. This one was okay. It was neat hearing stuff coming from the front and from the back. You know, it's kind of cool to be immersed in the music. I kind of dig it. So yeah, surround sound is kind of cool to me. So I picked this up for that very reason. And it does have a, what they say, new stereo mix of the album on the CD. and there are no real bonuses, except for on the DVD. There are also 2 promotional films for a while, and The Waters of Lethe. They did promotional videos for those 2 songs, so you get to see those. If you haven't seen them, you get to own them. See, that's the deal. They strike up with you. Here's The Fugitive, that has 2 extra tracks. This is also a British release. K2 is one of the bonus tracks, which was on one of those 12-inch singles for Tony's soundtracks. And Sometime Never is a second bonus track that is not on the vinyl record. So tracks 10 and 11. Sometime Never. I can't even remember what it sounds like, but anyway, there you go. And this, I have no idea what it is. And this is the other Tony Banks release that I have, Bank Statement. And it's co-produced by Tony and Steve Hillage. Tony Banks wrote the material, but Steve Hillage plays guitar, and he co-produced it. So, and I understand Pino Palladino is on bass on this thing. So what I need to do is crank this up one day, because I want to hear what Steve Hillage and Pino Palladino are playing on here. I like Pino Palladino. He's really excellent. Actually played on Sheryl Crow's very first album, the unreleased album, the one before Tuesday Night Music Club, and Pino Palladino also played with The Who for a while. All right, Pino Palladino, excellent bass player. All right, now, no more Tony Banks. We are now at the home stretch, and of course, this is Mike Rutherford's Small Creeps Day. This is the domestic pressing on Passport Records, and what I really like about the domestic pressing on Passport Records is look at this disc. Look at the silkscreen disc that has the artwork from the album. And I don't know if you can see it. That's him looking over the factory floor. That's part of this. It's a close-up of him there. But what a beautiful disc. I was like, wow, that's so sweet, man. And of course, I think Passport Records went out of business probably maybe another 6-7 years after this came out. Maybe it was too expensive to silkscreen the CD. I don't know. But what a beautiful, beautiful package, I think. Passport Records, home of Brand X, and Todd Rundgren's Utopia on the later years, man. From the 80s, late 80s. Here is the domestic pressing. Oh, and you know how the vinyl records in America, the suite is on side 2. In England and in Europe, the suite, Small Creeps Day suite, is on side 1. The CDs reflect that the suite starts off this release, but it ends this one. So yeah. So there you go. That's the difference. The differences between those two releases. And I'm going to pass on that. Here is Acting Very Strange. Just a domestic pressing on CD. These were a dime a dozen. Maybe they still are a dime a dozen. The actual disc is interesting. It's not It's not the regular Atlantic Records label. It's obviously very red. So interesting. Something different. See, I like it when you do something different, man. Nice. I applaud Atlantic Records for putting a different label on that CD. And here you have Mike and the Mechanics. This is a domestic pressing. And of course, that's normally what they do. It's just got that little red ring and it says Atlantic Records in it and blah, blah, blah. It's real boring. No extra tracks on here. It is 9 songs. Nothing to really get you to buy the CD, but then this was back in 1985, so really, why not put Too Far Gone? Why not tack that on here? You know what? They probably didn't want to tack Too Far Gone on here because Too Far Gone does not sound anything like the rest of the album. It's so different, but it's so good. It really is. So there's my CD of Mike and the Mechanics. And then I picked up the Living Years. I think that was the very next album after they debut out, after their first album debut. I can't say that word and make it sound like it sounds right. So, the Living Years. And really, I can't say that I play this much because I don't play it much. I can say that I don't play it much because I don't. So, anyway, but I sure do like what Mike Rutherford has done with Genesis over the years, and I do love that first solo album. Mike, you gotta reconsider your attitude about that first album. I mean, it's a freaking great album. If you lost the master tapes, fine, but you gotta embrace that album. It's fantastic, with great people on it, including your pal Anthony Phillips. Unbelievable. So anyway, this is it. That's this whole thing. And that's only about 43 minutes. So I'm going to say goodbye and upload this thing. And I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.